So, how have you been doing um, with the diffusion?
Um, I think it's better overall.
Your
Uh,
energy is different.
yeah, well, because I need to get some good news, and this is some good news one way or another, because moving in a direction that I want to, and I get more clarity around what I want in the future.
So
So,
that's less diffusion.
mhm, mhm.
It
If I
makes
do
a
a really
bit.
good job with this one company that I'm gonna engage with next week, um, I might have more business coming in because they're basically they want me to do compliance, which is so funny that compliance is something that is a thing for me as opposed to anything else. It just makes no sense to me, but it's whatever. And they're making a software themselves for compliance, so they want me to do their compliance while using their software. And so testing it out and whatnot, and then
Hmm.
they'll put me as a,
Fascinating.
huh?
That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm. And then if I do a really good job, they will put me into their consultants network, which they don't, almost nobody's in it right now because they're like barely a year old company. And so we'll see. So once they, somebody engages them for their software, they'll be like, here's a list of our auditors, and here's a list of our consultants that are able to help you with this. And hopefully we'll be one of them. So,
Not
but
hopefully.
that's gonna be, that's gonna be further ahead in time because this whole process is gonna take a
Yeah, but
while.
here's what I want you to recognize: how you're getting more singleness of focus,
Hmm.
and your clarity is coming in on it.
Hmm.
And there's a huge difference in the vibration in your voice.
Hmm.
You
Well,
huge
yes.
difference.
Yeah, well, also it's because I've been in interview mode this morning. So I'm like, but
No,
yes, you're
no,
right.
no, this isn't about interview mode. This is about just your energy and coming from your focus.
Hmm.
Like you can't um interview mode is more of intellectual motivation.
Hmm.
Your The resonance in your voice and the vibration in your voice is about your authentic energy.
Hmm. Well, even what's interesting, Joshua and I were talking today about the future and how, you know, we're getting older, which is funny to say, but we are. There's like an officially, if you're not in a certain position in corporate world, especially now, you have a end date, basically. And how the future really what it holds is really the business and spinning up the business
Yeah.
as much as I can.
See,
And
this is the elimination of that diffusion.
hmm.
You're you're now not rationalizing why things aren't happening.
Hmm.
You're finding more these aren't rationalizations. It's more
Well, it's
awarenesses of the
planning,
benefit
really,
of the
kind
ben
of.
and planning
Hmm.
of where you're going to be putting your energy and what you're creating.
Hmm. Hmm.
There's a huge, this is what I've been after with you.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter what's going on right now. What matters is where this energy is pointed, because where
Hmm.
your attention goes, you go.
Hmm. Well, it was a
And
big deal. What is a few days ago, I was sending out proposals, well, creating proposals and sending them out. and to these possible clients, and it was kind of like, oh wow, that's it's a shit ton of work in general that's up and coming, but it's going to be, it's on my own terms in a way, and it's nice. It's nice to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with getting a shit ton of work. That's what you've been after.
Yeah, it's just tiring already because I know what's ahead. I want to win the lottery.
Well, no, wait just a second. I'm clamping down on this.
I mean, I did win $100 in a lottery.
Uh,
I'm like, okay, thanks, universe. That's nice.
the what you're really searching for is that place where you're engaged and feeling
Mm-hmm.
fulfilled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's
So
right.
it's like where I'm at right now. Like I'm creating this $1 million coaching business.
Mm-hmm.
I've hired a group. They started putting stuff together for me this week. I'm supposed to start getting clients next week,
Nice.
and or people that from the ads and such. But the numbers and what they're suggesting are like I'm looking at them and going, okay, this isn't it, but
Mm-hmm.
this is in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also doing this book series. I'm going to talk about that, about what's appearing with that.
Nice.
Ronnie,
Hello.
how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. What's up with you? You sound pretty clear today.
Yeah, I just have to run to the mailbox. I'm gonna have my camera off for about 2 minutes, but no, everything is great. I can't complain.
Yeah. Do you hear the difference in his energy, Stanford?
Yeah, it's more settled.
It's sharp. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Any good news, Stanford?
Some good news. I mean, it's not over yet, but
Say,
it's good
Stanford, say
news.
yes. It's all good news.
It's all
Tell him.
good news. It's all good news. Yeah, yeah,
And that's what a nice question, Ronnie.
yeah, yeah. No, it's
That's
good
such a
news.
nice question.
Yeah. I'm working on
We'll wait till you get
proposals.
back on from going to the
Oh yeah, he's
mailbox.
going to the mailbox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's yeah, I want to go in. I don't know what have I told you guys about the book series I'm doing?
Mm, you did say something about the next. Well, you just finished one, and you're gonna start new ones. I think that's all you said.
yeah, I
The
think you
second
said
one.
did you want
Yeah.
to release 10 if I'm not mistaken?
No, and there's gonna be 9 in this series.
Oh wow.
2 are done, Ronnie.
That is insane. Because I'm pretty sure you released the Clarity one like a few months
A
ago.
couple months ago. Yeah.
And then since then you released two or one?
No, I've written 2 more.
Oh my gosh.
They're at the editors right now. I'll tell you about them. It's pretty cool. I'll tell you the reason I didn't get any sleep last night. Now Jamie's not going to be on until the last half hour. He's up in Lake Tahoe with his boys.
Oh,
Who
that's nice.
it's not nice. It's wonderful. His Melissa, his ex-wife, decided to move from San Clemente back up to Lake Tahoe at the beginning of the year. So Jamie hasn't had much time with 2 of his boys, and so
Mm,
his son Ryder just graduated from 8th grade, he's going into high school, and Bo is going from grade school to middle school, and so Jamie went up for their
mm-hmm.
graduations per se, and he's hanging out with them. And he sent me a
Very nice.
text and said he's hanging with the boys, so I'm really happy for him. He loves his kids so much.
Mm-hmm. It seems like he would be a really good
I'm
dad.
just gonna
Oh,
I think it might take a second.
Stanford, it's
Hi guys.
I can't even
Express.
tell you how great a dad he is. He's phenomenal. He
Mm,
really connects with the kids. He's just
that's awesome.
something special. Yeah.
Okay.
That is terrific.
Yeah, really amazing with them. I don't know where Ryan is. He's
Closing deals.
yeah,
Hearing
he
about
stays.
what's going on,
Okay,
Stanford.
actually, hold on a second. I'll be right back.
I'm all good now, Bill.
Good. Stanford stepped away for a second.
Okay.
Let me text Ryan. I want Stanford's going to be on for an hour. He's got another interview.
Oh, that's amazing.
He's he may have sounds like he picked up another client.
Oh, wow. Right. I'm glad
Yeah,
pouring
he's
into him paid
really
off.
he's getting out of his own way.
Deserves all the blessings.
Getting out of his own way.
Yes.
And I'm back.
Okay. So, Stanford, give Ronnie an update on all the good things happening.
So I'm getting a hair transplant. No, I'm not. Not happening. Um, no, I think I said maybe a few times ago or last time. So I have a client that posted kind of a blurb on his internal founders of companies board, like that, I'm looking for work, and he's worked with me and I've done like compliance work for them. And he's got a great experience. I don't even know what he posted, frankly, but I just kind of assume. And I didn't hear anything, and then all of a sudden, like I got like four people messaging me for
Oh my
work.
gosh.
And
Wow.
a few of them I'm not gonna work with just because it's just too many. It's too many red flags for what they want, for how little they want me for. And but a few will work out, I think. And so next week I'm meeting with them to talk about like the scope of the work they need to do for them. I sent them my proposals already, kind of the initial ones, and yeah, so that's that. And then now I had a job interview in the morning, and I have another one in 45 minutes. So
Wow.
that's like my fourth series of the same job for the same job, and two more tomorrow. So these things are no joke. So I'm trying, to get all this rolling. So when I get the full-time job, even I'll still be doing additional business work and trying to grow it. I even see if, this company that wants to meet with me next week, they're creating the software for compliance, some security compliance, and they want me to test it, and they want me to do compliance for their company with their software. So I'm like a tester and a compliance person. And then they'll possibly, if like everything goes well, add me to their short list of consultants that would help other companies that they can refer me business. If if all goes well. And that's a big deal actually, because then I'll have like steady income from the business side, and I'll might have to maybe hire an additional person to help me with it because on my own it's going to be impossible. So, but yeah,
Wow. What a crazy turnaround a week can make in your energy, your tone. It just sounds completely different from last week. So
thank
congratulations
you.
and going to these interviews. Um,
just remember they called you for a reason and they want you. So just don't overthink it. You know, you're already qualified. You're more than qualified, and just show up as you, and the universe will take care of the rest.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
it's the absence of diffusion that creates the opportunity, Stanford.
Mhm.
And that's what you want to focus in on, is your ability to create your ability. Ryan just texted me, he said he's on a call. Your ability to create opportunities. It isn't about creating business. You just create opportunities, right, Ronnie?
Exactly. Exactly.
Say more about that,
And
Ronnie.
I just want to make a comment. You mentioned that there's a few that you now work with, but you know, when you're starting up,
You're a little bit weak with your voice, Ronnie.
Better?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow, much better.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I would say even those few companies that you mentioned that you might not want to work with, I would say still consider it.
Mhm.
You know, when we're starting up and when you in this field, like you never know what you could learn or what referrals could bring. And, you know, since you kind of do have that free time to, you know, take on something,
Yeah.
I would say try it. You never know, you know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
sometimes,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not rejecting them because I don't want to. It's literally some of these timelines that they want to happen. It's really impossible to do it. It's like it's the because everybody that I'm dealing with right now is a CEO.
okay,
And they have a warped sense of reality, and they just want their results. And when
yeah,
I tell them, I'm like, what you're asking me to do in 2 weeks takes 4 to 6 months.
oh wow,
And so I mean I can do it in 4 if I
yeah,
work weekends and like all day and all of that, but even financially that makes no sense for me. Like I'm just looking at it. It's
Mhm.
just crazy. So but it's wonderful in the sense that like I get to have a gamut of different sections of businesses,
yeah, that's
and they give
incredible.
me an option of like, oh, this is what this looks like. It's a more mature company. Or
Yeah,
this is what this looks like. It's only 7 people, etc.
But I want to make a comment here, Stanford. And
Mm.
Ronnie, I want you to notice this, okay?
yes,
When he spoke about how long the work they wanted done and how long it should normally take to do it, what was his energy?
uh, kind of like it's like blocking in a sense.
Well, it's blocking because he's not going to do it, but
Yeah,
the vibration wasn't negative.
yeah, yeah, that's
He
true.
wasn't right. He
Yeah,
wasn't like, there's no way those assholes,
yeah, that's true. That's very
right?
true. Yeah,
It was a very like, well, yeah, I could do it, but it would be this, and I'm not.
yeah,
I'm too. There. This comes from that energy, and if you go back when you get this recording, just listen to that. The
Hmm.
energy around that comes from the absence of diffusion.
Hmm.
mm, love that.
The energy was more towards clarity.
Hmm.
It wasn't in the same energy he was in last week when we were all whipping him and giving him both barrels, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, it was really good because it comes from getting clarity.
yeah,
It also comes from the fact that it's a validation also.
Yeah,
And so that means a lot to me because that is one of the things that I usually offer just to myself because I know what I'm doing.
right.
But like I don't get a lot of validation externally, and neither do I like crave it all the time. I just would like to have some more than I usually have. And whenever I get an affirmation, either through an interview or through like an effort, and somebody says, yes, this is great, or
Uh,
yes, this I
Okay.
want this,
Okay, let
then
me address that validation and everybody pay attention to this.
mhm,
This is a high teaching. Okay? It really is. Hey Ryan, the the absence of that validation you're talking about,
mhm,
Stanford,
mhm,
okay? The validation that you're talking about is neediness,
mhm,
right? The way you get that validation is by explaining yourself in a way that creates value and gets people to agree with you.
mhm,
And that's not needy.
mhm, mhm,
So, in the case of where they want this work done and it's going to take that long, okay, it's in that conversation that you explain in a way that they hopefully get it. If
mhm,
they don't get it, you've just represented yourself professionally and
mhm.
you'll get internal validation just from your representation in the way that you explained it, not by saying, What are you fucking crazy?" But it's like, here's the timeline for those things typically that you're talking about. After this many years of doing it, I can assure you that to get that done right and so on is going to be, take anybody that's good this period of this range of time to do it under
Mhm.
normal working hours type of thing. So you've
Mhm.
explained it in a way. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yep.
So the validation, and I get the validation you're looking for, but it's your job to create that.
Correct.
Okay. The other day, speaking of which, the other day, I keep receiving requests from people who want me on their podcast because they've heard me, right? So this woman heard me on a podcast I did with this guy named Charlie. And her thing was, wow, I heard you on Charlie's podcast. That was amazing. And I want to have you on mine. The name of hers is Bump in the Road. And so she said, I'd like to speak to you about it. So I sent her an email and said, thank you for the invite. Here's a link to my calendar. So you got on my calendar. I met with her the other day. Well, this woman is so in her head. So we get on and we start talking. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit and tell you, she had an expectation that she was going to speak with the person who was in that energy on that podcast.
Mhm.
In other words, her anticipation was to hear me get on the phone with the same energy that I was in conversation with Charlie. Okay. But that's not, I wasn't on the phone with her to teach. I was on the phone with her to set up a podcast.
Mhm.
So we're talking for a little bit, and she said, are you sure you want to be on my podcast? I'm sensing some resistance.
Mhm.
Mm, mm.
And I said, I'm I don't understand what you're saying. You've been asking me questions and I've been answering all of your questions, haven't I? But she was looking for the energy, right? She was looking for, this is that false motivational energy,
Mhm.
right? And and she was frankly very much made some very inappropriate comments. One of which
Ooh.
during the course of speaking to her was she asked me if I was psychic.
Mhm.
I said, yeah, everybody's psychic. And she said, well, from a psychic standpoint, what do you think of our conversation so far?
Mhm.
See, Stanford, you got it. What do you think I said?
Goodbye.
Stanford, what do you think I said?
Oh God.
Go fuck yourself.
Psychically.
Yeah. I said, oh, I don't use my psychic abilities for stuff like that. And she was like, "Oh, okay." Like she's lost, She's very intrigued by my power and what I do. It's so funny. So we're going to do the interview. So what I'm going to do in the interview is I'm going to sneak in the back door and get her on false expectations. I'm going to go after her right in the interview in a nice way. I'll trap her. Um,
It'll give her
so
some insight, hopefully,
yeah,
if
exactly.
she's ready for it.
Exactly. I wish I had a recording of the conversation with her, because when people speak to me, I mean, you guys know me well enough, but when people speak to me, I don't have much to say. They ask a question, I have clarity, I give an answer, and my answers are never long.
Mm-mm.
They don't need to be. It's just a conversation, and I'm answering the questions. And so it really
Uh,
showed her I don't know. She was saying things to justify herself and who she is and the book she's written. Oh, there was upmanship on her part too, about books and things. And oh yes, I've got so many more I need to write, and I don't have the time. And the whole, I mean, the whole thing was
So ego, got it.
it's just all about the physical, and just focused in on what she can get done. And there was no connection in it whatsoever. It was really almost to the point I wondered, should I really take this interview? But it'll
Mhm.
be fun to see, because I like to see. She doesn't bother me or scare me. I don't want her upset with me in the interview. I mean, it's
So was
because
the resistance on her end basically that she was sensing because you were reflecting it?
no, there was no resistance whatsoever. She was just, her expectation was that I was going to be the same person she heard on that podcast. But I
The
wasn't.
podcast that she heard you on.
Yes, exactly. And the
Okay.
podcast she heard me on with this guy is a guy named Charlie out in California, who is really has a tremendous amount of awareness about the type of stuff I teach with,
Mhm.
except he's stuck intellectually in it, but
Mhm.
he's got a tremendous awareness. And we were going through, and I was saying stuff. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, stop! You just said three of the most profound things I've ever heard in the last sentence." Like he could recognize those things,
Mhm.
and so we had this really good energy going. It was a great interview,
Hmm.
and it was a lot of fun. But she was expecting that person to show up. I was just showing up to answer a few basic questions instead of time to do a podcast. And then let's hurry up because I got to go take a leak and I want to eat lunch. I mean, I whatever.
Mhm.
Uh, it's just it's funny, people's expectations, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's true.
It's
It's
funny.
true.
So I don't even care. I could care less what she thinks about me or whatever anybody else thinks about me. I'm going back to your validation piece, Stanford. You create your own validation,
Oh, 100%.
and you
But
get
like
that
that.
validation in the conversation through acceptance.
Mhm.
um
It's that's piece of me that's a kid that I needed
I
validation
understand.
from I understand where it's coming from.
Yeah, but it's that kid that's creating the diffusion,
Mm-hmm.
who's kicking out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The two are tied together.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No, yeah, I'm aware of that. That's just on that base level. Sometimes you just wanna like
Oh, I
literally
got
that's
it.
the response. I
And
want it.
you've been in this death spiral where that would be something that you naturally would want.
Mm-hmm.
At least you're coming out. He's got a bunch of stuff going on, by the way, Ryan.
I figured that. I was actually about to ask him.
Go
Yeah,
ahead and
yeah.
ask
You.
him.
Oh God.
No, I was just gonna say, Stanford, your energy seems better today
Well,
versus
thank
last
you.
week. So I was
Yeah,
gonna
it's the
say, what
medication. No.
changed? Oh yeah, yeah. It's the gummies. It's the gummies. I'm
I took a
hungry.
Not the
double
medication.
dose.
Yeah, double dose. Yeah.
What's happening? What's
No, it's just to abbreviate. I have some business prospects in the works, and I have an interview today in like 15, 20 minutes.
Whew,
So I have
nice.
to go and do that. So it's been a busy week, which is
The
good.
guy that he's doing work for did the post on the chat board,
Mhm,
and 4 or 5 people got a hold of Stanford.
mhm.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Oh, I also had
Yeah.
a ex-coworker reach out to me, and he was like, you have like your department that you ran is the best department I've ever seen in any other company, and I've worked in many." And I'm like, "Well, great, that's amazing." And he's like, are you open to like doing some like fractional work or some other things for compliance and other things?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." It's gonna takes him a while to get back to me, like several days, but he does, so we'll see. That's an additional one. We'll
It's
see if
just,
that's gonna work.
it's just about creating opportunities, Stanford.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
what it's about.
Hmm.
that's amazing. You plant seeds, and some of them are gonna sprout.
Well, that's the other thing that I found is that like because I was looking at my professional group of people that I know, and it's a very small one. It's almost zilch, almost. Like I have a few people that I know, but I just don't keep in touch with them. After like I leave a company or they leave or something, because it just isn't. They're cool people, but there's just nothing, no spark kind of for me at least, or no stimulation. And then like some of them come out of the woodworks just randomly and like the least connected to me people, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
but they'll come out of the woodwork based upon your absence of diffusion.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It's that energy that pulls them out.
mm-hmm. But
That's
it's
that's what
always been
energy
that
is.
way in the sense of like it's not my close coworkers that I worked with the most or my friends per se. It's
No,
some
I'm just
random
talking.
Joe
I
Schmo.
understand, but I'm just talking about your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And for the last 6 months, this is what I've been after you on, is to
Bah.
get you to really to get you where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't gotten any other work yet.
Mm-mm.
Let me be very clear about that. But what you
Mm-hmm.
have done is you've brought this stop to diffusion, and it's created the opportunities. And both Ronnie and Ryan
Mm-hmm.
immediately
Mm-hmm.
commented on your energy.
Yeah, I joined late because I was on a call, and I know I picked it up within 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's all I'm after, Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it will take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
If you focus on staying in this energy, everything will be okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to tell you, what did I tell you guys last week about my book? Anything?
You're making like 12 of them or something like that.
Nine. Yeah.
9. Okay,
It's
12 now.
growing. I'm the legend.
Maybe it's the universe saying you should do more.
Oh, I'm going to do more. Don't worry. We will do more for sure.
Just don't
Anyway,
tell that woman. She's gonna start outdoing you.
You said you're uploading transcripts or something like that from these calls, and you got
I,
300.
yeah. Well, I finished my second book now, and that's off to the editor. Um, the first one, did I show you the cover, the proposed cover for it?
Just the clarity one, which we voted on, the one I just finished, not these new ones
Oh,
though.
yeah. No, this is the cover for the first book, which is Universal Perceptions. I don't even remember the name of it, you know.
You showed us some cover and it was good.
Yeah,
Oh, this is another one. Okay.
yeah, how to raise your vibration. Universal Perceptions, a guide to living your highest vibration.
Hmm.
And the series is called the Aligned Life series.
Vibrancy Publishing, is that yours, or is that like a
Yep,
company that?
that's mine.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
That's cool. That looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think I've got, do I have the information on the second one here? Oh, here it is, book 3 cover. This one, the second book is about connecting to your body's wisdom connecting your energy to your body's wisdom. And this is the cover they're going to be working with.
Wow. Wow.
Question: why both females? I'm just quite curious.
Aha, great question. I'm creating these by feeding information into AI. And then this morning, I got tied up late last night in a meeting, and I didn't go to bed till almost 11, which for me is at least 3 hours later than normal. And then I woke up at 3 and it went, oh my God, there's the answer. I'm targeting my market is going to be targeted strictly at women who do yoga.
Oh,
Amazing.
wow.
Oh boy, do they
And
need it. But yeah. Mhm.
yeah, exactly. And so I went on and just did some research on how many women do yoga, what percentage. Went through, researched it all. There's 45,000 yoga studios in the U.S. There's the market of women who do yoga between the age of 25 and 64 is 22 million women.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's in the US.
Impressive.
And then I looked, I was like, I wonder how many Spanish speaking women do yoga. Because I'll just convert everything into Spanish and we'll go
That's
after that
smart.
market. Yeah, we'll go after that market too. And there's another like 30 million worldwide that I can go after.
Hmm.
So yes, Ryan, I'm just strictly women because when I kept coming up with these covers with the women on it. Oh, here's the third one, the third cover. I love this cover. It needs a little bit of work. But this is and this one,
Hmm. Hmm.
this
Yeah.
uh the name of that book has something I don't know about your energetic power. I can't even remember. I've been going through so much content.
Wow.
Let me just see if I've got it right here.
So you have someone editing these books? Are they editing it to make it like for grammar and spelling, or also for like ChatGPT trail like markers, like the obvious stuff that ChatGPT uses?
They're pretty much she's a professional writer.
Hmm.
And what I did was talk to her. She's a writer. B, I'm just looking for, so book number 2, that's the one with the woman with her hand on her heart. I've got these now. I've got these in front of me now. Oh, stop it. They've got this new thing when you move your cursor across the screen automatically expands. It's a pain in the ass. This one here, that one, the name of that book is The Energetic Self, An Introduction to Your Body's Wisdom.
Okay.
And then the third one, where did I put the title for the third one? Oh, I don't know. But anyway,
What's the
yeah.
goal, Bill? What's the goal of these books? Is it to get speaking gigs? Is it to get clients, brand awareness, all the above?
Oh no, it's going to be to sell millions of books. I'm going to take this series, and what I'm going to do is I went in and researched, and I have a list of the top 20 companies that sell products to the yoga industry.
Mhm.
And I'm going to go see if I can cut a deal with one of these companies to have them get involved in the books.
Hmm. And these books are all based on your teachings over the last however many years, like all the
It's been my research
transcriptions.
over 30 years. Yeah.
Wow,
And the,
that's cool.
and the thing that Stanford said is so true. These women that do yoga need this so bad. They're so lost. They
Mhm.
go do yoga and it's like they're touching the veil and they can't get to the other side of it.
It's more of a
Like,
control issue. They're trying to control the process, I think, of
oh, that's
them.
an interesting way of, yeah,
At least that's how I see it. Hmm.
yeah,
But
yeah. They like they kind of understand it, but they can't get there. They don't have the right information.
Hmm.
what about Reiki or Reiki or whatever the hell, however you
Well, that's
pronounce it?
different.
Reiki.
Reiki.
Yeah, there's no Reiki teachers are for the most part are so spiritual they're of no earthly use.
It's so
They're
true.
yeah, they're so wrapped up in their energy,
Yeah.
Got it.
right? No, the yoga market is, this is going to be like I'm going to go to Lululemon and I'm going to see if I can cut a deal with one of these companies to sponsor the series, to do something. I've got to look into how, but this all came to me since 3 o'clock this morning.
Perfect.
Um, so see, this is what happens when you don't have diffusion, Stanford. You go along a step at a time, and the next thing it starts branching out and opening up.
Hmm.
And the next thing you got, I know the woman that's the editor, when she got the first book, she was like, this is easily as good as Eckhart Tolle's work. And she had never read any of my stuff.
Hmm.
I mean, that's the quality of the book. It's amazing, actually. I was blown away by it myself. Does the chat artificial intelligence has a way of explaining my stuff in a way that I can't explain it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy, really.
It is crazy. But it's for me, it's amazing because I'm so close to it. When I get into it, I get expanded and I can teach it and go, but I can't come back and put it in print so other people get it and understand it.
Hmm.
That's the
I,
biggest thing for me. I find a lot of these types of books, it's hard to understand. Every page is so dense. I mean, it's me, but every page is so dense. I need to like reread it 3 times. That's always been my struggle. I'm not saying your books. I'm just saying in general, this
Well,
genre.
because they're
right.
usually based, they assume that you understand the basics already a lot of the times of what, either the person is talking about, or if you're already looking to something spiritual, like you just know the lingo, but most of the time people
Yeah.
They,
don't.
the problem with them, Ryan, is they don't teach solution-based spirituality.
Hmm.
I teach solution-based spirituality. Now, and the solution-based spirituality that I teach is individualized to each individual person. Just look at the three of you. All three of you are totally different.
Hmm.
You all need to hear something different
Yeah.
because you got somebody in Portland from Europe originally. You got Ronnie up in Canada, and you're down in Jersey. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, your backgrounds, everything's different. You have different life lessons. You've had different experiences. And this is a problem when you look at Eckhart Tolle, Deepak Chopra, and I've worked with those guys. I did a series called, I don't know if I ever told you this, uh, what were they called? It was for a Wisdom of the World. Um, it's on YouTube. I'll think of the name of them. Isn't that funny? But Gary Malkin is a Emmy Award winning composer. And we would go in and interview these people and have them give us an interview as if it's their last day on earth.
Hmm.
Uh, and then Gary would take that interview, he would edit it out and then put music to it. So if you go on YouTube and look up Wisdom of the World, what the hell? I can't even think of the name of it. We did them like 15 years ago. We did Bob Proctor, Deepak Chopra, Thich Nhat Hanh. I think they're called wisdom films, actually.
Mhm.
Um, but in doing them, yeah, if you go to yeah, it's wisdom films. If you go on YouTube, you can watch them, and yeah, we did all those people, and it was interesting because in meeting those people, the one thing I recognized with all of them is that business caused them to get away from their message. They couldn't keep the purity of their message because they had to meet the dictates of the corporate world to get their stuff out,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Mhm.
It's pretty fascinating. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. In fact, one night, one night, God, this was back, we still had landlines because my wife answered the phone. Yeah, oh, and then she puts her hand on the phone. She says, "It's Bob Proctor."
Yeah. That's
No,
crazy.
no. And I was like, okay. She said, really? Yeah, but hey, Bob. And off we went. We did a recording of Bob, a phenomenal one out in Scottsdale, Arizona. Uh, so yeah, but anyways, go look at you check out the wisdom films. But it caused him. Bob is no longer with us. He passed away a few years ago. Uh, it causes them to get away from their message. But anyway, I'm going back to the books. Um, yeah, 100% focus on women doing yoga.
Mhm.
I
There's
love
so
that.
many there's so many ways that I can attack that market and go after it. And the thing I recognized immediately when all of this came to me on how to put my stuff together with artificial intelligence was I wanted to get the authenticity into the market before everybody starts creating all these shitty books with artificial intelligence. Everybody's gonna be writing books with just a bunch of words in it. So it's even more exciting for me now that I've got a really focused home. Um, and the majority, I don't know if you're familiar with the Cultural Creatives. It's a book that was written by oh my God, what the hell's his name up in Palo Alto? The Stanford Research Institute did it. But anyways, the market's 64% women.
No.
Leading edge thinkers, primarily concerned, blah, blah, blah. So, but that's what the absence of diffusion does, Stanford.
Mhm. Mhm.
That commitment, that focus. You
Mhm.
keep honing in and then it sprouts out. How are you doing with all of your things, Ryan?
Things
I
like
have to
what?
jump, so
Oh,
I'll see you
Okay,
guys.
Stanford. Yeah, and good luck.
go
We'll see you
again.
next week.
Thank you. See you next
And
week. See
then
you guys.
Go again.
yeah, Jamie will be on here in 10 minutes. He's with his boys up in Tahoe.
Nice.
Uh
My
yeah,
things.
yeah. The house, your businesses.
Um, the house is we're still trying to get the loan. So we're in this limbo stage. We think we're at the end now. They just asked for more information. It's amazing with all the information they're asking for. I mean, I'm waiting. I mean, I don't know what else we could possibly give them, but I think we're like almost there. Because we're in a weird spot. Some of the contractors are asking us for money, and we're like, don't have it. And so we're like, we're close. The only downside is if we don't get the loan, then we have to sell the house, and that's going to be a 2 to 3 month process. So I don't know how that's going to work with the contractors because they're not going to wait that long. They're not going to want to wait that long, understandably. So I'm just assuming the loan's going to work out because we're like, they're asking us for so much information and we've given it to all of them. So that's where we're at with that. Um,
Now, I
my
assume you're working with a mortgage broker on that. Is that correct?
It's a company called Rentalfy. They specialize in loans for construction in progress. So my wife found them and they had good reviews, and so she's been working with them. It's called
Yeah, they would be
Rentalfy.
brokers. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so the good news is because they're brokers, it isn't like going to a bank. Do you know the difference?
they have multiple options to find us a solution.
They're there to get the loan done.
Yeah.
Banks are there to find reasons to turn it down.
Okay.
So, and yes, brokers have, they can shop your package all around the country.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain it's gonna work. I'm just surprised how much information they're asking for. Now they just ask for our business returns for like Ballantyne and all those businesses, and so my wife feels like that's gonna open up a can of worms, but they're asked for it. We can't ignore it. And so I gave them my personal tax returns for the last 3 years, and now they're asking for the businesses tax returns, which I thought my uncle was gonna have a problem with, but they gave them to me. And so um, that we did that today, and so we're now waiting to hear back. I'm
No,
pretty confident.
they would want that because you're playing at a pretty high level and you're making some very strong statements about your income, and they
Mm,
want to see the consistency there in Valentine, that you're just not in a lucky streak or you've hit some business and trying to play it big. They want to see that you to substantiate your credibility over a longer period of time.
okay, well that's good. The last 2 years were good for us, so they sent that information. So I'm just believing it's gonna happen. But the sheetrock is just got finished, and now we're working on the front steps, and then we're just getting pricing for other stuff like the hardwood, and things are moving along. Got word that my daughter is probably going to be dancing for Mariah again this winter, so my wife's trying to figure that out because she might be gone for another 2 months around the time that we'd be moving in, and so but we're not gonna focus on that now. There's no point. But it's good news, but just gotta figure out logistically how that's gonna work. What else? My business, Valentine is going well. I had an in-person meeting today, and it was really good. Like the face-to-face, I think I did. I know I did very well. And then I had a sales call before I was jumped onto this one, which is why I was late. And then I have another sales call at 5:30 today, so I have to jump off on at 5:30 in the dot.
You know,
Um,
are you aware of how much stronger your presence is now?
I don't know. I don't. I mean, I feel pretty good right now. So
Do you
maybe
see
that's
it, Ronnie?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Tell them what
yeah.
you see.
It's just like a walking abundant, and you're living proof of freedom and so much more. And you're so
Yeah.
grounded, present, and yeah, you just seem very like grounded
So
and calm.
we've
Thank
been
you.
talking about the absence of the diffusion. In your case, diffusion for you was neediness in the past,
Yeah,
and that's gone.
it
Like
is actually.
yeah, you're really owning you. It, it's a really beautiful presence, Ryan.
Thank you. Yeah, I
And
just
I
know my
and
value.
well, it's more about value. Notice the word I use, beautiful.
Mm,
It's a nice energy. It's a
thank you.
welcoming energy of authority. It's a welcoming energy of someone that cares. It's it's just a complete transformation for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I just feel I just have like this strong belief that things are going to work out, and these things all are
Everything's going to
happening
be
for a
fine.
reason. And things are happening for a reason. This is exactly the way it's supposed to happen. And like last night, we were a little bit stressed because they were asking for the business returns. I'm like, fuck. And then I was like, you know what? It's gonna be fine. And then I worked it out this morning, and it was all fine. And so, and then the sales meeting today is my first in-person sales meeting forever, and it was just good. And I scheduled another one for next week. I had a couple of leads pop out of nowhere.
Sales
Uh,
meeting with who? Valentine or your company?
this is all for Valentine. For my stuff, I've got some things cooking for sure. Got a couple of potential clients that are expressing interest. Um, things are holding steady there. I need to get new clients. I don't need. I'm projecting new clients soon, but things are pretty steady right now. And now I'm just waiting for the clients to start coming in. I'm working on some new packages. I'm just not staying static. I'm trying to create activity, action.
Mm-hmm.
I told you about the journaling exercise I added to my morning
Mm-hmm.
routine.
Yeah,
That's
tell us more
filling.
about that.
Yeah, Ronnie, thanks. Ronnie, you might find this interesting. I've got this. I thought about this. I was like, how can I use ChatGPT for my morning routine? And I bought this fancy little notebook. Doesn't look that fancy, but it's like a nice notebook. And every morning I take one page. It's like one page, and I write out what I'm grateful for. I write out what my intentions are for the day, and then I just free flow for the rest of it, like whatever's on my mind. And then I take a picture with my phone using ChatGPT, like the smartest model, which is O3, and then I tell it, give me what do I say? Give me my top priority action item for the day, and then give me deep insight into what you're reading in between the lines with what I wrote, and do that every day. And so every day I upload a new photo, and then it gives me like, choo, choo, and it's like really profound. And so now I'm like
Well,
journaling,
and
and then
what's it been telling you?
um, I'll read today. Let me read today's thing.
Yeah,
I'll read
this is
today's
pretty
thing.
exciting, huh, Ronnie?
Definitely. I love that.
Here is today's. I'll give you today's. Today's action item was obviously tied to the meeting I had, a sales meeting. It told me to take 25 minutes before I leave for the meeting to write down like one, two, three things. I won't go. It's more like sales focus, which I figured it would say, which is smart. Obviously that would be like my biggest leveraged action item for the day because I was going on a sales call. But for my insight, it said your freestyle. It's not very long, so it won't take me long to. It won't take me that long to read. Your freestyle entry shows how financial uncertainty hijacks presence. Future what ifs overpower the solid wins you're creating today. Notice the mental pattern you're creating, and then it says external money gap leads to vivid worst case movie, leads to self pressure to do more, leads to family tension. The movie plays on loop because the plot is unfinished. Your brain is searching for closure. Give it closure today. And then it told me to
Wow.
take 30 minutes with Jill, do some fact finding, figure out the loan. It was giving me advice on the loan, turn fog into a checklist to create tasks, and turn anxiety into shared agency, et cetera, et cetera. And it says, remember, presence isn't ignoring the storm, it's steering it. The clearer the data, the calmer the captain. You've already proven you can create
Wow. I
value on
love that
demand.
quote.
Yeah, yesterday's quote, it's like the quotes are the best part. It said, reframe your energy. When I feel reactive, it's just untamed builder energy asking for a plan. That was yesterday's quote. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So I
I
love it.
just
I
had a
look forward
long
to it.
conversation with a client of mine this morning they've got a big company he runs, and I was talking to him about the other two owners and the confusion they're creating and how it's spreading out and how it's his job to bring clarity into everything. Like he's gotten caught up in because if you've got confusion, you don't have commitment. And these guys aren't committing. They got
Mm,
themselves in a spin. And those quotes are phenomenal.
thank you. And I've been going into the office more often. I think I think part of me what I realized in seeing the potential customer today, and then going to the office and seeing all the guys this week as well. I feel like sheltering myself in this house for too long has been not good for me, and I need to mix it up. I mean, it's good to see my
Great
wife
point.
after lunch, but it's not good for me.
I'm in this workspace, this Hulu workspace in Burlington, and love it. Around
It looks beautiful.
people out. Oh, it's incredible. I'm right on the lake. It's I mean, they have this. I'm going to hate to leave this fall. I mean, this is so good. It's such a great place to work.
It looks
Uh
phenomenal. I was shocked. I watched the video. I couldn't believe how nice it was.
oh, there's a full kitchen here. You go in, I can heat up my lunch. They have plates and silverware for us. You can take it back to your desk and eat at your desk. They've got a gym. You can go in and work out. I mean, and the floating space is $200 a month.
Oh, wow.
It's just incredible. And I'm in right now, one of these little booths, soundproof booths they have all throughout here. They've got 150,000 square feet of space.
Wow.
That's insane.
And it's making a huge difference getting out of that isolation, Ryan. That's good for you right now.
Yeah, I've seen a direct correlation with me getting out more to me just, but also these opportunities starting to come in, starting to flow.
Uh-huh. I'm going to send out an email right now on, I just pulled up one of the wisdom film we did with Bob Proctor. It's pretty amazing, actually. He says something in this wisdom film. I'll tell you about it in 1 second. Let me just send this to you guys. You know what he said in it, Ronnie? He says, the day you die, everything you have is going to go to somebody else, but everything you are is going to stay with you forever.
Hmm. That's solid.
Yeah. Yeah, we did this. And when you go to this is on the channel where the other wisdom films are. Deepak, Thich Nhat Hanh.
Yeah, I like his books.
I just emailed it out. Yeah, the night we did that in the studio in Scottsdale, Bob's CEO, Sandy Gallagher, she's an attorney. It was the CEO. We're sitting on the other side of the glass in a different studio listening to it. She's there just sobbing, listening to him. It was pretty incredible.
Hmm.
Here's Jamie.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm good.
You must be up there at Tahoe with the boys.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
They're getting big, huh?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Such a cute picture of Ryder, his graduation into high school.
Yeah, I know, huh? And
How
both
tall
are,
is he now?
he's 5'10".
No kidding.
Yeah,
5'10".
taller than me. Yeah.
Wow. How tall are you, Jamie?
Almost, I'm like just over 5'9", yeah, 5'9.5", almost 5'10", yeah.
Okay.
I
So
used
he's
to claim
just above me.
5'10", but I'm only 5'7".
I'm only 5'7" too. 5'7".
The family still kids me about it. The time Sue, my wife, announced that I said I was 5'10" at a family outing. I've been barbecued ever since.
I thought about getting those things you slip into your heels to make you like, I think Donald Trump
Make it
wears them,
taller.
like 2 inches taller. But like, yeah, whatever. I'll just own it.
That's so funny. What's new, Jamie? What's happening with? There's a lot going on here. Stanford's got a bunch of stuff going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had to get off for another interview, but he's picked up another client. We've got him out, stopping the diffusion.
He's
Good.
And his
walking off
energy,
the ledge.
his energy
Yeah.
sounded great. Both Ronnie and Ryan, when they got on and were talking to him, were like, "Wow, your energy's really changed."
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
What's your group up to now?
As far as members or MRR or both,
Everything.
it's yeah, it's I think 40 43, yeah, like 43, just over 4,300, almost 4,400 today members.
Wow, that's like 1,000 in the last week.
Yeah. It's growing faster now because it's like feeding off of it itself, you know. MRs today 36,679.
Jeez, you're at like 5,000 a month a week. It seems like every time it goes up $5,000 a month. Like last week was like
Yeah.
30, I think.
Yeah.
He just grew his group 25% last week, Ryan.
Oh my God. Are you able to handle the support requests, like all the comments, and do you have like a community manager dealing with that?
No, the community handles like the premium community, they handle a lot of the regular community. Yeah, the regular community that's got like 4,400 in it, the guys from premium come in and just nurture there and help out so that like if people have questions, they get answered within minutes because they want to they want to
It's the-
support everybody because they have equity and you know keeping everybody wants to keep each other there and help each other because they're all the wealth is shared, all the abundance is shared.
Now this monthly recurring revenue you're talking about, are you paying out affiliate stuff from that?
Yeah, I would say I think it's I have to look again, but last time it was like 31% goes back towards to the members.
Uh-huh.
But I also have digital product in there as well, which well not digital product, but I just have like another course in there that is another like 10K. Or that's where it's at since I launched it a month ago. So that's separate. Yeah, that's separate.
Damn, boy.
Yeah, because if I put more products in there, you know, now it's just yeah, it's like not now it'll be if the conversion on the product is like I don't know what that is exactly. I could do the math, but the next course I'm gonna release is more client oriented on getting clients. So that one I can price higher because of it has a lot more value up front. And that's really what a lot of people really want. So that one should perform. You know, that's the opportunity to like launch a course and then overnight, you know, when you have that many members and whatnot, it's a way to make a lot of money just like overnight basically or in that first week or whatever and I
Oh
share
yeah.
with the community. I share that 50% with as well if that person that buys it is attached to one of the members. So yeah.
Whew, man.
Yeah, now it's like the momentum. It's funny because like the hardest part is the first 10 members, right? It's like that's where you do all the grind and then the compound happens and now it's like you know but I structured it so that it could support itself at scale, you know.
Well, I was
Rates
just going to
down.
say
My
this
churn is
is
5%. Yeah.
this is a phenomenal case study in developing relationships.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's about relationships. It's about there's enough for everybody. It's about cooperation, not competition. It's about all the things that a strong, loving energy would create.
Yeah, I emphasize that always on the calls and like and the anti-competition and make sure there's no competition at all in the group. I say I will never hold a contest. I'm not into the gamification that's set up inside that part of school when people are making comments just to get points because it's fake. I say don't ever reach out to people. Like I don't encourage ever to be trying to upsell people. Unless it just be genuine all the time and be
It's
open and
authentic.
honest. Yeah. And unless you're telling them that and you're saying, hey, I really want you to upgrade because then I get 50%, like that's fine. As long as you're just being straight up, no tripwires, none of that. And then the biggest thing that is like some people will come and they ask now, but they're usually like, you know, I have this you know, whether they want to like fish out of it or job postings or come in and look for people to hire out of the community, and all that's not allowed at all, because it needs to be a safe place for people to come and learn and create and not feel like, you know, they're trying to get anything else out of it, or that other people are competing. It creates competition, you know, even if it comes to like somebody getting work out of it, it just creates competition, and that will kill it. It's super toxic. So yeah, it's a safe place for people to be open and share, and I think that's what makes it grow so fast. And it's hard, it's like, yeah, it makes it rare. There's not places online that you can go where you just are like, can be opened and you're not
It's
being somehow, yeah, fished or some sort of thing that's gonna.
it's just authentic to the core, Jamie. And ever since the beginning of the year, when these teachings started clicking for you finally, how the way that you've integrated these into your life and the way you're integrating them into these programs in school is quite phenomenal. Because it's all, what you're doing is all based from these teachings, from you being completely and totally authentic.
Yeah, that is the key to it. And in there is that's the attraction to, you know, that really is just from even from being open, like in the ad that people see. It really, that's what it is. It's calling out like weaknesses, and it's calling out the authenticity to connect, and also
Mhm.
the price, in calling out just being really clear and direct, and not being congruent with the landing page. All that stuff is just like, hey, you know, this is what it is. And people get, it works. People, it builds trust immediately. That's what it is. It's that trust building.
It's what people are desperately looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Ryan, do you see his energy?
Yeah, calm and cool and certain, you know.
Yours is the same.
Thank you.
Yours is the same. Ronnie's there too. Ronnie's he's still in a bit more of growth. He's looking for his real track and stability and what he's going to be doing in the expansion of it, which creates uh it, it compromises the vibration in his voice a little bit because of that search, but his overall is where Ronnie's at is pretty amazing. But
Oh yeah.
this is a very strong reflection of you, Ryan. You listening to Jamie talk.
Well, we are numerology brothers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can hear it in the voice. You know, that's like earlier Stanford talking about he did a post, Jamie. His client, his one client that he has, Stanford got him to do a post on the board of other,
Oh yeah, he was
they've got
talking
it,
about that. Yeah.
yeah, whatever. But anyways, he got 4 or 5 calls from it.
Oh.
And he looks like there's one company he's going to hire him to do some stuff. But he was talking about some of the other ones wanted him to do some work, but they want him to do in 2 weeks. He said it's at least 3 months worth of work, right? And when he was explaining it to us, I pointed that out to Ronnie about the vibration in his voice, because the vibration in his voice was coming very solid from a place of love when he talked about it, not from a place of those assholes, you know, whatever, the whole
Oh
negative,
yeah. Yeah, big time.
right?
Yeah.
That's such,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like he was like, I mean, you could just see, you could, I could, that's what I picked up on immediately. Uh, when, when he was sharing it, and that, see the steadiness in Jamie's vibration when he speaks,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's where you're at, Ryan.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
knowing you, trusting you. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel good right now. for you.
Yeah,
Very
I'm gonna pass 50,000 views on my YouTube channel this week.
Wow, that was fast.
Sweet.
I saw your email. You're at 48 early this morning.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, 48 and change. So yeah, you're probably close to 50 at this point.
Um, yeah, it's I'll look and see.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that the way I'm doing it really seems to be working. The quality and such of the videos isn't that great, but what I'm really just looking for is more of the exposure. Yeah, 46 is where I'm at. Here, I'll share. But look at this is May 20th. Okay. On May 20th, I had 300 views. So you can see I didn't even have in that time 1,000 views, maybe 6, 7, 800. So this has been since May 20th. And today's the 12th. So this is 3 weeks. But these numbers, my oh yeah, views 46 too, 798% more than the previous 28 days.
Wow.
But watch time 87 hours, 543% more. And subscribers now plus 31, 933% more.
Wow.
And my views over here in the last 48 hours are climbing now. I just picked up 5,258 views in the last 48 hours. That's because I went on and talked about Eckhart Tolle. So I'm picking up more that way.
Have you met him, Bill?
No,
Okay. I was just curious what he's like in person.
no, I never have. No. So what I like what's going on in this group is just all the expansion. I'll tell you sometime about the whole book series, Jamie, but I'm getting it all set up and my
Yeah.
total focus and my avatar are women between the age of 25 and 64 that do yoga.
For the book.
For the books, for the series, the 9-book
Oh.
series.
Nice.
There's 22 million women in that category in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So
In the US. Yeah.
yeah. And then I'll convert it also to Spanish. And there's another like 30 million Spanish speaking around the world that will advertise to. But I'm just honed in on it, and I'm going to look at doing some sort of brand deal with one of the major companies that goes into the yoga markets. They were very easy to find. I just got to figure out how to approach them. Pay attention to this, Ronnie, because I see that for you. You're muted.
Yeah.
As you're talking, I'm actually writing. I think you nailed it when you mentioned like my energy, everything is good, but that uncertainty sometime of my niche or my target. So it was great to hear you speak on yours and kind of open my eyes to how I should tailor towards like a target audience.
Just be
Which
aware
is-
where the energy is.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me write it down.
But the other thing is, Ronnie, don't judge where you're at. Where you're at is fantastic.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You know, I mean, you're still young. What are you, 18?
30 years old.
30. Remember Dubai?
These guys are old men, Ronnie. They've been around longer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like an old
And
sage.
and ask them if they'd like to be where you are at that age.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry, Ronnie. You got a hell of a life in front of you. It's going to be amazing.
I believe
It's
it.
going to, and you're doing you're moving, Ronnie, past, you're continually moving past uh, the limited capacity that you have. And that's what creates the unsteadiness.
Mm.
Where these guys, what they've done is kind of it's an inverse of what you're doing. You're going out like this, they're coming in like this.
Mm.
They're
Understand.
they're they're recognizing all their past talents and works best for them. And so they're eliminating that diffusion by coming in with focus,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Jamie's combined what he learned from having stores and things online and his film work. And then he really got this authenticity piece and the pieces I teach and being more responsible. And he's combined those three things to build a phenomenal community. Right? James, speak about that. You're shaking your head.
Yeah, that's true. It's it is like it's not like, oh, I took a different path. It's that you combine everything in your life,
Mm-hmm.
and then
You
you end up in like
you
that.
eliminated.
Yeah, eliminated for sure. Um, but when I think about, the years now of that we've been doing these calls, and prior, it's like that gets embedded in, you know,
Oh
in my
yeah.
life, right? So just being on these every week, and that gets put into into practice, into just that whole, when it comes to my filmmaking, all the e-commerce stuff, and that is where I'm spending my attention
Mhm.
in the last, say, 10 years. And then yeah, and then you realize that all of it was a path to where I've been able to put into a focus, and that it's not just like, oh, I stumbled across one thing this month and it's working for me now.
Yeah.
And that feels good, because then it feels like, oh yeah, this is all, it has been all a constant compound into like getting results focused. And I would, with Dad, when you talk about your YouTube views, um that really resonates with me when it comes to like this consistency that you're doing with the videos and the process, because I read your process, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, it's inspiring, because I know you're just like running a path at work that just organically started for you, so you're just repeating that. And then like the hardest part was getting off the ground and getting those first 10 or 20 or 30 views, but now it's going to compound, and also the things you're doing become more second nature on the daily, with making the videos, or with me, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's going through my numbers and responding to my DMs and creating more. And I just put that on repeat, and then now things are compounding. And it's the same with taking the three elements that you talked about. It's just, you know, that is like, I don't know, that's the kind of the consistent theme that I see here, is that, whether it's the daily affirmations every day, or it's whatever those things are, like when it breaks through and it starts to like scale out exponentially, it compounds, and it's like kind of science that just works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to knock it out of the park in the yoga thing with these books. I can feel it. This is a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer, because I know exactly where to go. I know what I'm doing. I know who to speak to. And the books are really good. I've got my second one finished, by the way, Jamie. I've been putting in some time, it's a lot of labor. And I was showing him the covers before. You'll see everything. We'll have them. The covers are all, I have a publisher putting together the covers now. I have a great publisher over in Ireland. If you guys ever do a book, he's very
I
reasonable.
I will definitely take you up on that.
Yeah, let me know. They're very good. Very, very good. And they're very reasonably priced. $250 to do a cover for you,
Oh wow.
right? I mean, it's $100 to get your stuff all loaded on Amazon. I mean, they're just They're the ones that did my Clarity Has No Story. And they're responsive and quick and actually, because I came up with the pictures, he's gonna finish my covers for $200 each. But by the time I do the 9 books, I'm gonna be, I don't know, I'll probably have $5,000 invested in them. Something like that. Though,
Do you think it'll feed your coaching business, or this is more of like an additional revenue stream?
this is going to be a massive side revenue stream. It will feed the coaching business. I'll be able to transition my business over that way if I choose. I'm just going to see what happens, but I can see and feel that it's going to explode wide open because these books are so rich with authentic content. They're really good. The first one, is about 40,000 words. I don't know how many pages. It's going to be, 140, 150 pages. So they're going to be short enough, but I'm going right at the women with it. It's just really, and like that, I love, it was interesting. I liked Ronnie's response when he saw the cover for the second one, where he was like, "Oh, wow." Like, here, I'll show it to you. I made these with artificial intelligence, Jamie. Um,
Oh, sweet.
isn't that good?
Mm-hmm.
It all done with AI through Gemini.
And then you're gonna lay over the text on that. That's like the front cover.
I'm giving them. I gave them the picture. They're going to design the rest for me.
Got it.
And the other thing I did is I actually brought this woman in who's a client of mine as a bit of a partner in the deal.
Hmm.
In the 9-book series, because I'm not good at polishing it out, and but one thing we've done is I've already created a complete study guide and quiz that'll be on my website, that when they buy the book, there'll be a way they can go log on to the website to get to the study guide and quiz. In the books are journaling prompts at the end of chapters. So people that buy the books are going to come and sign up and get on my mailing list, or they'll be in my database.
I'm excited to see what happens.
Ah,
I have to jump. I jump on a sales call right now at 5:30. Sales call.
right
so
on. See you
Best
next
of luck,
week.
Brian.
You're doing great, Ryan. What's your takeaway?
Oh, what's my takeaway? I think I was inspired by Stanford's turnaround.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
and your book series using Chat GPT to feed all your knowledge into it to create the books. I don't know what I'll do with that, but I find that very interesting. I guess my noodles turning here in my brain.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so
yeah. It's pretty phenomenal. All right. See you next week.
see you
See you,
guys.
Ryan.
Do you have anything? I know you want to be with your boys, Jamie. Anything you want to talk about? Any questions before we wrap up?
No, not really off the top of my head. Just no, not really. I'm kind of out of my routine because I came up to Tahoe, and
Yeah.
that's one thing that's like really challenging. Yeah, it's really challenging and so I'm trying to not be too rigid, but also make sure my priorities get taken care of wherever I am, however I got to do it, and let go of I've realized how much prior that I've controlled the kids and making sure like bouncing from them all the time and like making sure they're taken care of, and you need this now and you need this, and I'm learning to like to not try to fix everybody like all the time, including like other people up here, you know, and what's going on. So I'm more just like, okay, let me just prioritize me, and then and then naturally pick up like, I don't know, it's different. I have a different mindset, I think, because I've been the last 6 months more focused on my situation and not encompassed with the kids and
You
the family. So
you have a different perception of responsibility.
yeah, and I feel when I'm neglecting, like in the last couple days, my stuff, you know, like this stuff, I'm like, I was thinking just this morning, like I was kind of behind on it, this my morning stuff that I get done, and then I'm realizing that like that's not it's not okay. It's not like, oh, I can just take a break, you know, I can just kind of, because it's not, I don't know how to put it, but like I'm so grateful for it. I guess I would say that I do
Yeah.
not want to neglect it. That's what it comes down to, you know, because I'm just so grateful to
You,
like have this growing, and I do not want to, you know, I know that if I do, it will, the results will immediately be delivered that way. It's so that, so I'm just
you're
like, no,
you're
that's
you're not
good.
taking your garden for granted anymore. You're
Yeah.
making sure it gets watered.
Oh yeah. 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 Because I know how that is what supports all of what's going on, and the fact that I'm up here and everything else. Um, you know, is what was what enables me to do all this. And
Right.
so
Right.
yeah. So I've been disabled from that, and it's no joke, you know. Along with all the stress and all that too, just in yeah. So yeah, that's been kind of um
Your
what's been going
your
on with me, but
your turnaround, Jamie, is really phenomenal. Let that in. It's really
yeah.
phenomenal. I've been I've been witnessing it, the change from who you are now to who you were a year ago to who you are now is incredible, and it's real. It's it's sound. It's really, yeah.
Mhm.
It's been really right, Ronnie. What have you seen?
Yeah, no, definitely. He's almost like a teacher in a sense, you know, like
Yeah, but
every
he
time,
is a teacher.
yeah, every time he talks and shares anything, it's like it really resonates with me. And I'm like living proof that the little things that Jamie says that I've applied has completely changed a lot for everything I'm doing. Like just journaling. I've been doing that so consistently the past 2 weeks every morning, just writing
Oh, nice.
my intention. And man, I can't
It
begin to
works.
explain how, yeah, it really, really works. And
You can
that's
hear
why
it in
I've
your
been so
voice,
grateful.
Ronnie.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
You
like
hear the
every time,
difference in his voice, Jamie?
Yeah. Yeah.
The
yeah,
vibration of it?
Hmm.
it works. It's all that I owe everything to just journaling in the morning. And so like when a bad thought creeps up, I'll go back to what I wrote, and it's like, oh, okay, I won't even let you enter. And that has really helped me.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too.
It's really, yeah, you both should be very proud of your accomplishments and know the dividends it's going to pay, because you're at a point now, the deeper you get into it, the payouts spread further and further. And they go from, oh, this is great because I'm making this money, to just being expected. It's just part of the process.
Yeah.
You know, one of my prompts in my daily affirmations that I write is I I'm enjoying the reality of being debt free and watching my wealth grow every day. It's the wealth. It's not about making money. It's about
Mhm.
building wealth. And that's what the two of you are doing. This is wealth building. Making a lot of money isn't wealth. Wealth is a state of being,
Right.
Love it. That's powerful.
and it's based on your ability, your energetic ability and responsibility to handle the wealth and perceive it that way.
Yeah. I was at a basketball conference on Tuesday, and I've learned to lean into things that scare me. So they asked, "Does anybody have anything else to share?" And my heart was racing. I was just like, but something in my gut said, "Ronnie, you have to stand up and talk." And I was like, "No, my heart's racing. My heart's racing." And then they were about to close the event, and I'm like, "Yeah, I have something to share." And I just stood up and I'm like, "Hi, everybody. I'm Ronnie, and this is what I do in the sports world and basketball. And I'd love to connect with anybody who would be interested." And yeah, it was so well received. Like people that I've looked up to growing up were coming up to me saying, "Man, keep going. Let's connect. Can I get your phone number?" And just made me proud that like, wow, like
That's
step into
it.
here. Yeah,
Put the invitation out there.
exactly.
See, that's part of that connecting like Jamie's doing, Ronnie. That's that authentic connection. Because that's what you've got when you speak now,
Mm.
is you come from your heart. And it's it's not about what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's not about motivation and rah-rah. It's about what comes from your heart and your ability to connect on a genuine basis.
love that. Very true.
And that's what Jamie's doing. You know, this whole community is based on his relationships, that not only that he isn't building relationships, he's teaching relationships. And he's got everybody else now in that because they can't block the energy. So he's not in with the pitch. He's in there with the love and the authenticity. And that's what they're after.
That.
All
Yeah.
right. Good enough. Jamie, how long are you going to be in Tahoe?
I leave Saturday morning.
Nice. Yeah, enjoy your time up there. Make sure
Yes,
you
definitely.
give yourself some time to breathe and be with the boys. I know you are.
Yeah.
You'll figure out, you'll do it right. Don't worry. Your business will, you know, it's your overall intention during the day that matters. And that's what will hold everything together, business and family and everything else. So it isn't about what you get done, it's about who you're being.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
You know.
That's true.
So don't be with the boys and be worried about business, and don't be doing business and being worried about the boys.
Yeah.
Just give yourself a reasonable amount of time. Like you can't accomplish on a daily basis what you do when you're down in LA by yourself.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, it's your time to really be with the boys and really enjoy them. So,
Yeah. They're
you know.
also coming down with me. So
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So
Oh, good.
I have them all till the 20th. So like I think I'm gonna take them camping next week for a few nights. And
Fun.
well, yeah. We're gonna go. So yeah.
Oh,
So I can
that'll be
just
fun.
yeah, so it's it'll be nice to I don't know, just doing what I do too, and just having them around is just being around each other is like
Yeah.
you know, it's nice.
Tell Bo I like his blonde hair, man. He
I
looks
know.
like tell him I said he looks like a stud.
All right. Cool. Hearing that.
I saw his blonde hair. I was like, all right, Bo, go for it, buddy.
Yeah.
He's something else. He's really funny.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I love you guys. We'll see you next week. Go have a
All
great
right.
week.
All right. Love you too, Dad. See ya.
Okay.
See you, Ronnie.
See you later. Bye bye.